All right, we are coming back to the latest visuals on our screen right now, coming in of the terrorist that has now been arrested by the Indian Army. Remember, at least one terrorist has now surrendered to the army and one terrorist has been killed. This is the latest proof of Pakistani terror once again being exposed. This is a 19-year-old Lashkar-e-Toiba trained terrorist. Let me go across to Sanika, who's also joining us on the broadcast. Yes, Sanika.
Yeah, as per the information that we had this morning and also as per the press conference that was held earlier, just a few minutes back, Richa, what we have gathered is that this was a 10-day operation that had started in Uri. So this operation had actually started on the 18th of September and it concluded this morning is what we are getting to know. So it was a 10-day operation in which three of the terrorists were killed a few days last week, and warlike store was recovered from them. And the latest development, which is a very big development, is that one of the terrorists, who is a Pakistani terrorist, he surrendered before the forces. He has been identified as Ali Babar Patra. He's 19 years old and he belongs, the army has also given from where he belongs to. He belongs to a village called Vasewala, which is in the Punjab province of Pakistan. These were all Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists, Richa, who were trying to infiltrate the border, and as per army, they were planning another Uri-like attack, which happened in 2016. They were planning another Uri-like attack, and Richa, it's a very successful operation and a massive victory, major victory for our security forces who have sort of averted another Uri-like attack exactly 5 years after surgical strikes. In fact, today is 28th of September, 5 years after surgical strikes were first conducted. So this is another proof of Pakistani terror that our forces have, of how Pakistan was trying to push terrorists across the border, infiltrate terrorists, and they were sent with like as many as 7 AK-47 rifles, more than 30 grenades, and warlike store. Like there were a lot of magazines that were recovered from them, grenades, medicines, Pak-made medicines, Pakistani currency, Pak-made food, and other equipments also that have been recovered. The pictures are on the screen right now, Richa. So these are this is the kind of proof that our army is also giving to Pakistan, is also showing to Pakistan of the kind of terror that they're trying to push on the Indian soil and try to create unrest in the state of in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, thank you so much, Sanika, for getting us all those details. All right, let me go across to the Jammu and Kashmir DGP, Dilbag Singh, who's also joining us over the phone lines. At least one terrorist has surrendered, and we have the images of the 19-year-old Pakistani terrorist who has been arrested. A very successful operation for our forces.
Yes, of course, it has been a very successful operation wherein we have got live evidence of what is happening across and what are the kind of conspiracies being hatched across by Pakistan agencies and its outfits who are working here in J&K to disturb peace and order here. This is, I would say, June onward, 8th or 9th infiltration bid which has taken place. Rajouri Punch has experienced 4 to 5 of such incidents taking place. After that, Bandipur, Machal Gurez sector, there was 2 infiltration bids. One of them, entire group was neutralized. 2 such bids have been made in Uri sector, and this latest operation wherein one Pakistani terrorist of Lashkar-e-Toiba has been neutralized and the other one caught alive. This all shows that despite ceasefire understanding which happened somewhere in the month of February, agencies across are not resting. They're trying to push in more numbers, more terrorists this side so that they could carry on their terrorist activities here. This is a very shameful act on their part. On the one side, they say that they are not involved. They are not involved in any violence in Jammu and Kashmir. And on the contrary, you see that 2 of their own people, they have come fully trained as part of Lashkar-e-Toiba with armed ammunition to carry out terrorist activities here. It's a live proof of what is happening across.
And Mr. Dilbag Singh, another question to you. And as you rightly pointed out, they were in fact planning an Uri 2016 Uri-like attack. If you can share more details of what were they planning to do and how, once again, it exposes Pakistan and how they are desperate in a way to create disturbance in the valley.
You remember earlier drone attack wherein 2 bombs were dropped on airfield in Jammu region on 26th, 27th of June. They've been trying this in Kashmir region also. They've been pushing in more cadres to step up the terrorist activity. You know, most of the leadership of Lashkar and Jaish-e-Mohammed has been wiped off in our operations. We continue with our operations and major setbacks have been received by these 2 groups. Now they're trying to pump in more numbers of Lashkar to carry out activities against security forces, camps and the civilians, so that they are again able to still that sense of fear which was there, because people are now leading their normal life. They are happy about their daily activities. They are doing it without any fear. So we feel happy about it, but agencies across do not feel happy about it. They are very sad about it that people are carrying on their activities without any disturbance, without any band calls, without any separatist activity. So this is again an effort on their part to revive not only the terrorism, but also to put pressure on the people not to carry on their normal activities here. They are there to disturb their normal life. So we, on the forces side, we have a strong border grade available on the ground. We will be able to take care of any such nefarious designs on the part of Pakistan and its agencies.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dilbag Singh, for joining us here on Republic TV with all those latest details. Let me go across to Major General G.D. Bakshi, who's also joining us on this broadcast live. And we also have Brigadier Haris Nawaz, who has been passed on the phone line. But coming to Major General G.D. Bakshi first, certainly a massive victory coming in for our forces, Mr. Bakshi, where we are seeing once again a terror bid being foiled and exposing Pakistan with the arrest of this one terrorist.
Absolutely. There have been a series of infiltration attempts in the Uri Poonch sector in the last 1 week. And as you very rightly pointed out, in 1 we killed 3, we recovered 5 AK rifles, a whole 70-odd grenades, which is very lethal and dangerous. And today again we have we have killed 1, captured 1, and about overall 7 AK-47 rifles have been recovered. This is a major escalation. Now, ceasefire had been negotiated on the line of control as some kind of a great victory. Pakistan has exploited that ceasefire, number 1, to finish off the Afghan regime in Kabul and impose the Taliban there. And all advantage to Pakistan, and now it is starting to resume infiltration in a major way. I don't see why we should hang on to a ceasefire in such a circumstance when the intention is to flood India with terrorists. You know, after the Taliban thing, the Taliban government, so-called government, stabilized, has won in Kabul, there have been reports that 7,000 to 8,000 of these terrorists, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, who had operated there, have now been shifted to the launch pads in Jammu and Kashmir. And they are all set to infiltrate. The GOC 10 Corps in POK, he had held a conference lately and he had identified infiltration points, 22 along the entire LAC, right up from the north down to, Akhnur. They have identified 22 infiltration points, and we are seeing the major activation of the LC. We haven't seen such activity levels for a long time. We can't take it lying down. I mean, we are the only guys. Why should we go for a ceasefire now? What is the relevance of a ceasefire? We should blast them back. We should hit their launch pads. Why are we again getting defensive and we will fight only within our territory?
In fact, Major General G.D. Bakshi, we are also joined by Brigadier Haris Nawaz on the phone line. And if you could ask him any question, because once again, this is exposing the role of Pakistan. This is a 19-year-old terrorist we are talking about who has been trained in Pakistan. He belongs to a village in Okara as well. Please, if you could ask a question to him as well.
Brigadier Haris Nawaz, you asked for a ceasefire on the line of control. in the name of humanity, we gave you that ceasefire so that the villagers on both sides of the line of control would have peace. You have exploited that ceasefire, number one, to try and impose the Taliban in Afghanistan, and now you are starting a flood of infiltration of terrorists into Jammu and Kashmir. What is the intention? Are you looking for a fight?
Sir, the point is why Pakistan should do it. I and Pakistan military and Pakistan government was expecting these stage dramas. What is the purpose? What do we gain? Do we want to destroy our image? We are very busy in our own affairs. We are busy by stabilizing Afghanistan. We are so happy about it. We just don't want, we want a very peaceful line of control, a peaceful relation with India. The issue is every day you create your government and your military and your RAW create a state drama like Uri, Pathankot.
Brigadier Harris Nawaz, may I just interject? Please, may I just interject? If you want peace, the way to create peace is to send armed terrorists across the line of control. Is that your idea of peace? I'm afraid we have solid weapons. We have 7, AK-47 series of assault rifles captured. We have huge piles of grenades. Over 100 grenades have been captured. Ammunition has been captured. People have been killed and people have been captured alive. They are singing like canaries, telling us exactly what is going on. I'm afraid these avowals of peace don't wash.
Listen to me.
They do not wash. They carry no conviction. Actions speak louder than words.
Sir, please understand, you have got lot of AK-47, lot of grenades from Afghanistan. They are available in abundance, and you have brought a complete aircraft for Pakistan nation during the...
So why should they be allowed to come towards India? You have a responsibility to see that they don't reach across the borders.
Well, you have brought them.
If you have lots of AK-47s coming from Afghanistan, it is your responsibility, your duty to see that they do not cross the line of control, they do not cross the border. That will be a hostile act.
Nobody.
You say you want peace.
It is self-created.
Brigadier Harris Nawaz, we can show you videos of the dead bodies. We can show you videos of the recovered weapons, grenades, ammunition.
We don't need anything.
What is wrong?
You have brought from Afghanistan. You have brought from Afghanistan all these weapons and ammunition, and even Pakistan.
We didn't get things from Afghanistan. We have no land border with Afghanistan. No. This is utterly amazing. If there are weapons available in Afghanistan, it is your duty, Brigadier Harris Nawaz, to see that your territory is not used to export these weapons to across the line of control and across the international border to India. That is a hostile act. That is not an act of peace. It is an act of war.
Your military and your national security advisor getting these dramas because he has been let down. He has been embarrassed by your government, by American. Everybody is really annoyed at him that he kept saying that Afghan will fight, this will happen, nothing happened, and he has miserably failed.
Brigadier Harris Nawaz, we don't care who tries to embarrass us. But if somebody tries to cross, Brigadier Harris Nawaz, please listen. Otherwise, it's just becoming a shouting match. Brigadier Harris Nawaz, we are two military officers. Let us conduct a dignified debate. Like I said, there is no point just you shouting and me shouting. None of us is being heard. So let me just say that if weapons are available in Afghanistan, it is your duty to see that they don't cross over your borders into India. That would be a hostile act. That would not be looking for peace. It would be trying to provoke conflict.
Now should I speak, sir? Now can I speak, sir?
Can I have your answer?
Okay,
please.
The issue is
Please.
the AK-47, all weapon, ammunition, and Pakistani nationals were hijacked with the consent of Americans. You have brought them in your own country through aircraft, and now you keep bringing them in and showing that they are Pakistanis their Pakistan weapons. Please stop doing and playing with the people of Pakistan like this. Nobody buy your idea now. What I say is, please stop doing all this. Like Uri, Pathanpur, all of state dramas, and Pulwama also, where you killed around 40 people were killed. So now is the thing, Pakistan is not interested. I feel something more in Kashmir. Kashmiri people are more than enough. Youth is more than enough. They are doing help with the army. We don't have to do anything.
Thank you. I've got your point. I've got your point. Now can I answer?
Okay.
Now can I
Yeah,
answer?
okay.
Now can I answer? Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you. Now what I was trying to tell you is that we have video footage. We have dead bodies in our hand. We have 7 AK assault rifles which have been recovered. Over 100 grenades have been recovered. Hundreds of rounds of ammunition has been recovered. You know, foodstuffs with markings of Pakistan, factories, etc. They have all been recovered. This is a very hostile act. It is the duty of any nation state to see that its territory is not exploited by terrorists to harm your neighbors. Afghanistan has given that assurance. You have given that assurance to the FATF. You are violating it. Actions speak louder than words, I'm afraid. And we will go by the actions, not the words of professions of peace. Yes, please.
This is what I say. That you
Please,
you have done
tell
a
us.
great drama. You bring Pakistanis from Afghanistan, ammunition, you kill them and show them terrorists. That's the issue. And now everybody, the whole world knows your state drama. They don't buy it now. That's not this type of action and drama.
This is bizarre.
That time is gone. Nobody buys
Please, you
it.
are insulting our intelligence.
We will never.
Brigadier Harris Nawaz, we expect better from a military professional. If some civilian was saying this, I would have possibly said he doesn't know. But you are saying we are staging all this on our line of control? No, I haven't understood what you are saying. You are saying we are staging this? We are asking the terrorists to come across and then saying we will shoot you. We will shoot you dead. We will show your weapons and bodies to the whole world. I mean, this is bizarre. This defies all logic. Why should we do it? Why should we let people come into our territory with weapons and grenades and ammunition?
Yes.